In this video, we're going to talk about exporting our scene from ENSCAPE. So we're gonna finish the video course. This is gonna be the last lesson, and we're gonna see how we can also insert our logos, our brand, how we can change the aspect of ENSCAPE. You can see here I've changed the loading page, and I've also added a little icon representing my logo and also other branding operation that we can do when we package our work in ENSCAPE. Now, by packaging here could mean different things. So you can finish your work by creating static renderings and animation, just as we saw before. So we can see here, we can also export a series of images, still images. This is called also batch rendering. So we can like place different views in the queue, and then we can render one after the other. We can just leave the software work for us, and we can come back with all the different views saved for our project. So this is one way we can export. We saw we can export animation, and also we can proceed in software for video editing if we want to create montages and compositions using these videos. We saw also how we can create video effects using After Effects, and also static post-production effects using Pixar or Photoshop or wherever. So other option, we're gonna see it right here. So this is gonna be the scene that I'm gonna use. It's the same scene that I have been developing, an exterior scene. And so here we find all the different ways we can export. So this is the single image batch rendering. We're also gonna see 360, which is basically panoramic view. And it looks like the HDRI that we used in the previous videos to set up the background. So when you do the panorama, it's gonna save like this spherical image, and you can move around and see all your all the parts of your project from that point of view. And then we have also extra options here like the EXE standalone and web standalone. So this is gonna work like a single file that you can copy and paste, you can send, you can share using a cloud platform, and everyone who's gonna have this can open the project even if they don't have ENSCAPE. So it's kind of a package option that we can send in order for someone to see it. So you can see here, also I place my logo down here, so you can do some branding and some packaging, some publishing operations before you actually finish your work. And web standalone also is really interesting. It's gonna upload it into a platform where everyone can see, and also you from your smartphone. So if you create like a stereoscopic view option, you can activate the stereoscopic view by setting up a particular parameter, and then you can see it with a cardboard VR visor. So if you have a visor, by the way, you can export it by going here and just connecting the visor for virtual reality. So it's gonna look for it, and if it's there, you can just have an immersive virtual reality tour of your project. So there are many different ways we can export, continue our work, package our work, finish our work, refine our work. So we're gonna explore a little bit of that, and we also gonna activate save frame. It's always helpful, and also the minimap is always helpful, especially when you need to create views before exporting. You want to make sure that you have all the views that you need, or if you export panorama, you want to be exactly in the point where you want to be when you export panorama, because you're gonna like move your view around, and that's only what you're gonna see in the panorama. So let me just make this a little bit smaller, because we also have some other tools here. So to see everything you have produced and uploaded in the cloud, you can go here to management, to this management tool, which is upload management. So here you can click and it's gonna open up this panel, and you can see I've exported something from lesson 10, and here from lesson 12 I have a couple of panoramas which I'm gonna show, and also here I have a web standalone application link that I can also copy and paste, share, and so on. So you need to be logged in, of course. You need to have your account set up. Everything must be set up. So let's get started here with some batch rendering. So if your views are ready, and remember, you can always create views from here. So if you want to create new views, you can click here and create new. And if you want, you can also type like panorama so that you remember that this is going to be like your panorama and not a simple, yeah, I've already created one, so I'm just going to say one. This can become your favorite, and you can save it by clicking in create, but I've already done that, so I will not save it again. Now this is one way, and the other way is going into the SketchUp application and create scenes. So by pressing the plus icon here, adding new scenes, you can then use all these scenes again when you are ready to export and package everything. So let's say that I want to start here to create some batch rendering. You can click here and you can see now all the different views that you have saved, either from ENSCAPE or from SketchUp, and you can select all of those or just the ones that you want. So for example, I can say only the favorites, so just these 4, and then you can click here and you can render these as static images, simple images, or you can render as mono panoramas or as stereo panoramas. Now be careful, because panoramas are the heaviest thing you can export from SketchUp. So even the EXE and the web are less heavy than the panoramas. So be careful, because panorama is going to take a lot of time, depending also on the quality and the resolution. So for your first test, I suggest you use the render image. So you're just going to leave that. You can take a walk, have a whatever, have a tea or a coffee, and then come back. You will find, if you have like 30 pictures here, you come back, you will have all your 30 pictures. And remember to define I'm going to just skip this because I've already done it. Remember to define a folder to store everything that you are going to render out. So here you have render quality. This is for the image, and just gonna go forward to the output. This is where you set the quality for panorama, and I have set the high, and it's taking like half an hour more or less. You can see the resolution there, it's pretty high, so there are a lot of pixels to be rendered. And we already talked about this output, so I'm just not gonna spend any more time. I'm gonna go here in the settings. So these settings here, you can also change them inside the application, the web app or the EXE app. You can change these settings, and also here you can activate the stereo mode. You can play it directly on your PC if you have a visor or TV that has 3D, or a screen that has 3D. And well, that's basically all we need to see here. Now the most important part here for customization and branding and packaging is right here, customization. So you can see I've applied icon, which is in icon format. I'm also going to show you how you can create an icon format, so I'm just going to delete this for now. You can give your project a title, so I call this JB Design project, and this is a preview of what your branding and changing here is going to be. You can change the loading screen, so this is the standard here, but you can click and change. Let's see that I want to use this one here,